Alright guys, so in today's video I have a tier list here and I'm going to be ranking all of the licensed car brands that are in Vehicle Legends currently on this tier list. Now before I get started, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. I'm trying to hit 2,000 subscribers, and without further ado, let's get right into it. Now if we go into dealership, go to licensed vehicles. Apollo's the first one, so we're going to search up Apollo, and as you can see currently we have 4 different Apollos that are currently in the game. First up being the Apollo S for 415,000. This thing looks pretty cool, pretty nice in my opinion. Pretty cool looking interior. I'm just going to be quickly going through these. These are the stats on the side and pretty good customization, as you can see. Second car we have is the Apollo Enraged. It's like a special version, you could say, against the other one. 510 grand for this. And stats are on the side. This thing looks pretty similar to it, not gonna lie, but the rear is like way different for some reason. And the interior, let's see what that looks like. The interior is pretty cool, and also we can open up quite a bit of things. So there's the engine and stuff like that, pretty detailed. And then number 3, we have the Apollo IE. Now this is like the most well-known one, so it's quite expensive actually. 2.1 million for this thing. Stats are on the side. Interior, let's take a quick look at that. Interior is pretty nice actually, it's pretty cool. And we can open up only the doors, the engine here, and I guess another engine in the back. So pretty cool car this. And then the last car we have is the Project Evo for 5.6 million. So stats are on the side. You can open up the doors. Ooh, and it has pretty cool animation on the back. So let's take a quick look at the interior. Interior looks pretty cool as well. And yeah, overall this is a pretty good car brand. Going back here, I think I'm gonna rate Apollo Stonks. This is like the second best, so it's a good brand. Number 2 is Apollo. No, not Apollo, what am I saying? Devil. So Devil only has one car, which is the Devil 16 on an insane price tag of $11 million. Here's the stats in the side. What can open? So the front. Oh, okay, so lots of things can open. So the engine, I mean, that's like a trunk, I guess. Interior, yeah, this interior looks pretty cool, not gonna lie. And then the rear is this engine in the back. This is the only car in the brand, so really don't have much else to say about this. Devil, it's nothing special, but it's a decent brand. I would put it at kinda stonks, so like it's a pretty alright brand, you could say. Next up we have Spania. Now again, like Devil, this is the only car, but this car is way cheaper at $1.6 million. What can open on this car? Ooh, lots of things actually, so we have quite a bit to look at. Let's see the front. It's pretty good. Interior, also not bad. It has the thing on the logo on the steering wheel, which is cool. And engine looks pretty nice as well. Now again, like Devil, just don't have much else to say, so yeah. Spania, where would I rate you? I'm gonna rate Spania also like this, kind of stonks. It's nothing crazy, to be honest. Next up we have Spiker. I believe this car brand has a couple cars. Yeah, it has 3 cars. So these cars are actually kind of cheap too, so if you're looking for a cheap licensed car, I would go for this. But we have this, which is the C8 Aileron, the normal version, for 129 grand, which is really cheap. Let's take a look at everything real quick. We have the engine in the front, this gorgeous interior, which I gotta say is really detailed, and I guess another engine in the back, like right there. Pretty cool car. Number 2, we have basically the same car but in the convertible version. So I don't know if you could actually like take off the roof in the dealership, but normally you would be able to. So again, interior similar, everything else is basically the same as the other one except the rear. That's a little bit different, but for 134,000, so it's a little bit more expensive. And then the last car we have is just slightly more expensive. It's the Spiker C8. I don't even want to read this name. Pretty cool looking car. Lots of stuff can open on this, so we can have a quick look at it. Pretty nice front. Interior, I like it as well. Has a fire extinguisher, which is weird. And then the rear, trunk, so it's pretty nice. Now 3 cars for this brand is pretty solid. So Spiker, where would I rate you? I'd probably put you, it's between these two. I don't know. Me personally, I would rate Spiker kinda stonks. Now I know they have more cars than that, but overall the brand isn't really that crazy, so kinda stonks is where I'm gonna put it. Next up we have Ital Design. Now this is the only car from the brand, the Ital Design Zeruno. So what could open? Lots of stuff. Actually the front doesn't even have a, like, it has a hood, but it just comes off automatically. Interior, it's pretty good I guess, but compared to the other licensed cars it's not really that detailed. And then the back's not bad, it's pretty good I guess, but oh, I mean, you do have a pretty unique stripe color I guess, which is cool, but other than that doesn't really have anything else. Now, don't hate me below, but I'm gonna put this at not kinda stonks. Now this doesn't mean it's bad, it just means it's just not as good as the other cars, so it's slightly worse, but it's not too bad still. Next up we have the Tomaso, which has 3 cars currently. We have the cheapest one, which is actually the cheapest licensed car, 46 grand for this. This is the Pantera, pretty cool looking car. This thing has pop-up headlights, which is cool. And let's see the engine, pretty cool. Interior, yeah, I like the interior actually, it's pretty cool. I like how it has the De Tomaso on the ground, and oh, this is the actual engine. So yeah, it's pretty cool, pretty detailed car. Next up we have the P72, which is in my opinion the most well-known one. Lots of things can open on this, so we could take a look at the engine. It's pretty colorful, which is weird. And then the interior from this angle is pretty cool actually. It's giving me Spiker interior vibes, which is cool. And then number 3 we have, this is my personal favorite, that Tomaso, the P900. The spec itself is really cool on this car, but it has a high price tag though of 4.5 million. Only the doors open unfortunately, but that's not a big deal. Interior is giving me Apollo vibes actually. So yeah, pretty cool car, pretty cool brand. Now this is gonna go up with Apollo in stonks. It's a pretty solid brand. Next on the list is Zenvo. Again, like the other cars, it only has 3, so this is the TSRS, which is the most well-known one I guess. 1.4 million, so it's not that cheap, but it's not too expensive either. Let's see what opens. Ooh, quite a bit of stuff, so we have quite a bit to look at. We have this cool looking frunk, which is like a triangle, and then the interior, wow, this interior is actually really nice in my opinion. And then the rear is like kind of good I guess. It's just like an engine, but it's not too bad. Number 2 is the, which one's this one? It's not really loading. Oh, there you go. It's the Zenvo ST1, slightly more expensive, which is weird. What can open? Similar stuff to the other car. It has the triangle frunk. Interior looks pretty similar as well, and then the engine is actually quite a bit better. I like this one engine wise. Good car. Then number 3 we have the TSR GT, which is like this one, but like, I don't know, coupe, I don't know really. 2.2 million, so it's quite a bit more. Again with that triangle frunk. Interior is actually pretty similar to the first one that we saw. Then the engine is basically the exact same. So overall, not a bad brand, it's pretty cool. Now in my opinion, like Zenvo, I would say is between these two. I'd say it's on top of kind of stonks. Like, it's better than Devil is better than Spania, and Spiker is better than Spania. Okay, so those are my current 2. Don't hate me in the comments, but Zenvo is just not it comparing to these 2. Next up is W Motors. So these 2 cars, pretty well known cars actually. 1.9 million for the W Motors Veneer Hypersport. Lots of things can open, especially this, which is cool. So let's take a look at the frunk. Frunk's pretty nice. Interior is not bad. It could be a little bit better though, but it's not too bad. And I don't really understand the back, but it's pretty cool. Pretty expensive though. Number 2 is 2.3 million. This is the W Motors Lycan Hypersport, the most well-known one. Similar to the other one, has a lot of opening parts. The front's actually pretty cool, like the fabric and stuff. Now this interior is better than the other one in my opinion. It's pretty cool. And let's see, pretty cool engine in the back. So overall, a pretty solid brand at that, which I'm gonna put this at the bottom of stonks, just under Tomaso and Apollo. Next up we have is Pagani. Now let's see, we have 6 Pagani so far, but they're gonna add more in the coming weeks. So let's see, first up we have the Imola for $2.7 million. Lots of things can open on this, so let's go see. Interior is pretty nice. You guys saw my update video, so I'm going to be kind of quick here. And the engine is also detailed, really nice looking engine. Number 2 we have the Pagani Huayra BC Roadster. What I like about this is it has like different customization comparing to the rest. 3.2 million, so it's pretty expensive. Lots of opening parts. Let's take a look. Pretty cool engine, or that's not really an engine. Interior is, let's see. Ooh, this is a pretty cool looking interior. Engine is also really detailed, so that's number 2. Number 3 is the I can't talk. The Condalunga, 4.1 million for this, so it's quite expensive. Let's see what can open. Quite a bit of things, so let's take a look. Interior, it says Condalunga there, which is pretty cool. Pretty cool car, or sorry, interior. And then the engine's also pretty cool. And then the next up we have the Utopia, which is for some reason cheaper. This is only $1.7 million. Pretty good customization. Some opening parts, let's take a look. Interior looking really detailed actually. And then the rear, the engine is also pretty cool. And then next up we have the Pagani Huayra, just the normal one. This is probably one of my favorite cars in the game. Lots of opening stuff. So we have this little thing in the front. Interior looking pretty nice as well. And the engine also pretty nice, really detailed, like the gold on it. Last car we have for 2.8 million is the Pagani Zonda Revolution. Now this car only has 4 primary colors, which is kind of crazy. Stripe color, you could just change it to anything, but 2.8 million for this. And for some reason when you open it, the whole car disappears, which is weird. Front, pretty good. Interior, it's probably the least detailed out of all the Paganis, but it's still good. And then this engine, bro, we can take a good look at this engine. It's really detailed. Really good car brand. You guys probably know where I'm going with this. Obviously Pagani is gonna go in super stonks. It's the most expensive, the cars are the nicest, so yeah, of course it's gonna go up there. Next up we have Ariel. Now this one doesn't have that many cars, only 2, so they're pretty cheap. 251,000. You can't open anything on it, which is kind of weird, but I guess this is the interior. 1 steering wheel. Rear is okay. Front has the Ariel on the front, I guess, which is cool. Then this one for 51 grand, just a dune buggy, which is really weird. I never knew they made dune buggies. The interior is also pretty basic, and the rear, it's basically just a dune buggy. Now Ariel, in my opinion, doesn't really hit that much, to be honest. I'm gonna put it right here in not kind of stonks. It's my opinion, so feel free to disagree in the comments. Now last car is Razer. Now this is the first ever brand that was licensed, so it's pretty special. 2.6 million for this, and it's a really good performing car. You could open lots of, actually not that much, but pretty cool animations. I love this interior, how it's 1 seat. And what is this? I think this is like the battery and stuff is pretty cool. Overall, Razer is a pretty decent car brand. Where would I rank Razer? I'd put it kinda stonks ahead of Spiker and Spania. And just like that, this is my officially licensed tier list. Now, what are your opinions on this? Comment below, because I would actually like to see people disagree with me just to see where you guys would rank it. But if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, and also join the Discord server. Link's gonna be in the description. And yeah, have a nice day.